say, it begins in the mind. Think about what you want to do. Focus your vision and success. Make your plans. Do your best. And Jah will do the rest. Yes. So we can do it. Let's do it. We can do it if we put our minds to it. We can do it. Let's do it. We can do it if we put our minds to it.
Power Ace Radio.
Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of PAR Meet the Artist. My name is Pali. I'll be the host of the show. Welcome to Power Ace Radio. So if I get my guest to please introduce yourself, tell us your name, tell us where you're from, and tell us what you do, please.
Okay, greetings everyone. I'm a recording artist that goes by the name KinglyT. And my main style is reggae music. I'm from Jamaica, but I live in the US. So my style of reggae is not just limited to the traditional. You know, I blend my music with different elements. So, you know, that's how I come up with my unique sound.
It's great. I think I'll take it from kind of where you mentioned there. So you grew up in Jamaica.
Yeah.
What inspired you what inspired your love for music, and how did you get started as a musician?
Okay, so I grew up in a musical family. My father, he was a professional musician. He used to play for parties and stuff like that. It's kind of weird because he played what's called a bamboo flute, which he made himself. um, so my mother, because my father, they both were Christians, they were the church. My mother was to play the organ. So, you know, my father used to get us together, his children and friends, families of the church, and we'd hang out and jam. You know, I didn't take it really serious. Somebody showed me a few chords in a banjo or, you know, accordion or something, and I would we'd play along with a few songs that we know. It was later on that I learned a few chords on the guitar, and I fell in love with that instrument. Yeah, so
Really cool.
mhm,
It kind of leads me to my next question, really.
mhm.
You know, so you were a lead guitarist for Ninja Force, right?
Yeah. So after I learned that few chords on the guitar, I told my parents, my father, that, you know, I love the instrument. I wanted to learn to play it, and so I can remember after some persuasion, they gave me the money to buy my first guitar, and I got a book. So I was teaching myself to play for a while. Um, then, you know, it was just something missing because somebody even told me, hey, you need to get a teacher, you know. So I eventually I the Jamaica School of Music, I went there with a friend and did like a entry level test, a test to get into the school. Um, Forgot about it. Yeah. And one day I heard my father calling me and say, you got you know, I got a telegram or something like that back in the day. I was like, the school has called you. So there's like two from every parish of Jamaica. So I was one of the only two persons from my parish that was chosen. So I went, and from there, you know, I did a certificate in performance course, diploma in performance, sorry. And I was there for 4 years. So I learned, learned. I got a teacher for my guitar, and I learned other, like the complete performance package. So yeah, that's how it started. And from there on, once I was out of school, even before I was out of school of music, that people were asking me to play in the bands. I was playing in the studio, recording, doing all kind of stuff, even before I left school of music. And once I left, that's when I went to join the first.
That is nice story. I like how you constructed it. Thank you so much for that. And kind of going from there, so you went from Ninja Force and now you're a solo music career. How is it like transitioning from being a band member to doing your own thing?
Okay, so in a band, so I started writing songs before. I was writing songs, even before. I can remember I wrote my first song when I was in school of music. So I was writing songs, and then I would take the songs to the band, and I didn't see, the big interest in them really getting into the, recording the music and the way I wanted and so forth. So, eventually I decided, you know what, it's best I started doing my own thing, start recording my songs, and I did my first recording in Jamaica. I'm depending on you, original version. I recorded that, but I was doing demos because back in then they had the guys that had their demo studio. So I demoed like about 2 hours worth of songs. I was writing a lot of songs there. So after that, I started recording. So yes, I recorded and released my first song, I'm Depending on You in Jamaica. And yeah, that got a little airplay and stuff like that there. It was pretty tough because of competition and there was a dance or here and all that stuff going on. So it's when I moved to the US, then I started recording more. And in 2007, I released my first full album, Unity. So yeah.
Yes. That is really, really cool. Of course, your music blends reggae, soul, jazz, modern pop. How do you approach combining these diverse genres?
Well, for one thing, I'm a musician. First, I was a musician that played because I learned all the different style of music. So, I played jazz, I played blues, I played all that stuff. So I listened to a lot of different kind of artists. I didn't just listen to reggae artists. I listened to the jazz musicians, the pop, the R&B, all that. Because I had to. And at that time when I was working after Ninja Force, I was working in the hotel as a musician. So I was in the hotel circuit, and we had to play for all these different genre of artists and different kind of music. So I was really exposed. So when I started writing songs, I find myself taking bits and pieces to create the sound that I'm feeling. I didn't borderline my music, even though it's reggae on the line bottom, but I didn't borderline it just to be just reggae. I put sounds together and and come up with something. Yeah, but of course I'm Jamaican, and of course the reggae is my natural music that I'm used to. So it always boils along with elements of reggae.
And what would you say is, what makes your your music, what makes it different to all the other music out there? I know I said it's a fusion of different kinds, but what more do you convey through your music?
So I write from inspiration. and moods. Um, Sometimes I can remember one song I wrote while I was actually working. I was driving a truck, and it came to me. The song "Eastward Bound" is like I got the melody, and usually I get like a chorus or a melody or both at the same time. I pull off the road and start writing. So it's just my environment, my inspiration. I've written songs that I've heard in dream. I've got a dream, and the song keep coming back in my dream. And I wrote, you know. So it's how it comes from the higher self. So a lot of times, or I might write from things I'm going through, emotionally and so forth. Plus, I also had co-writers. I have so my wife has passed away, but she helped me wrote a few songs too. Three songs, 3 to 4, yeah. So, and I do collaborations too.
Nice, really, really cool. And let's kind of go into your albums. Your debut album, the one called Unity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a mixture of reggae, soul, again, and jazz. And how did you feel to achieve commercial success?
So Unity was when I moved to the US, I was playing with I started playing with like the first band I played was actually a country band, country music. Then I started playing with this ska band, and they were recording. They started wanted to record, but they never went through with it. And I had a couple songs I brought to them, and I decided to go ahead and record my songs. So um, I used the live. I like the first album. I got some musicians together, and we went in the studio. So that was us recorded in the studio live, and it kind of a mixture of musicians because we're not authentic Jamaicans musicians that were playing. So we had an African guy. We had some Americans. So yeah, it was a mix. So I just let it come out the way it did, but I'm the backbone reggae in there, so it came out like
Nice. And now, from there you did one called Rock It With Me and Live the Life.
mm-hmm.
So this obviously built on the foundation you laid from Unity. How do you feel your music is kind of progressing with time?
It's progressed a lot because not only that, I grew as a vocal performer. I grew more, and as a musician, but I started focus now on my vocal performing too because I started mostly as a musician. So over the years, I've seen, the growth in my performing ability, and it's because I work hard at it. Um, so the whole thing has progressed with the music, the arrangement. I'm the type of person who I don't stop working. I don't stop. I never believe in being on the same level. Because when you're on the same level, then you don't want to move any further. I don't accept that. So I'm always working to improve and get better at what I do.
Mm, I like that answer. That's kind of leads me to my next one. So, your fifth album called Got It All,
Yes.
and has been described as the apex of your journey. So, what
Mm-hmm.
makes it stand out personally to you?
So once I get to got it all, I think I found my sound. I kind of more found my sound because before I kind of experimented a little bit with sound. But once I got there, I think that's where actually, okay, this is my sound and this is, my style. And that's where, I come out with my own, I think, from the album and kind of, kind of have a focus where I'm heading with the music.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. And let me kind of dig in a little bit deeper as to what is so you did another album, you've done a lot of tracks. So it's called Life
You
in
miss
the City.
you miss one called Life in the City. And you have that one? Life in the City.
That one, Life in the City.
That was before Got It All. So Got It All was the last full album I did. So Life in the City was another live recording too.
Got you. Because the one Life in the City kind of seems to be very, it's different from the rest of them. Even you can tell from the title. So what's the inspiration behind kind of Life in the City? Is that where you moved over to, or what? Yeah, intrigued.
It was recorded live too. So that one and Unity and Life in the City were live, recorded live in the studio by a band that was working with at the time. So we went in the studio with the full band and we recorded that live. There was a song a single I did over. It's called Eastward Bound that was on that album too. So yeah, it's a journey.
No, it does definitely seem like a journey because I was browsing through your catalog and there's just tracks on tracks on tracks. Wow. So
and not to
I know
mention,
it might be. Sorry, go on.
Not to mention too, my actually very first thing I did was an instrumental album. That was way back. I called the Bounce. I did that when I was playing a trio, in the jazz trio. But we did like Jamaican traditional songs. It's called the Bounce. But I mean, yeah, that one it was instrumental. So I don't even know if I can find the actual recording for it online. But I have it on the CD.
Okay. Well, maybe if you can get it to us, or you can post it online from CD. We'll love to hear it. Because my kind of next question is, out of probably a difficult one for you, but out of all these tracks that you've done, which one would you say is your favorite and why?
You're talking about from way back till now?
Yes.
That's a hard question to answer, man. Because I mean, I have a number of favorite songs, I can't really say because it depends on what's the purpose of the song or what's the message. And a lot of my songs are message, strong messages. Some are love. So I like them for different reasons and different times that were written. And I can go back and connect with these songs because the actual experience I had when I wrote these songs. So it's kind of hard for me to really choose a favorite. Yeah, that's a tough one for me. Because all the songs, yeah.
It's fine, but let's make it. I don't know, maybe it's making it easier or simpler. So if you were to do just one of them for us, which one would you perform? Would it be something new? Would it be something from the old school?
Probably something new. Just because I'm more up to date with the newer ones. Yeah. So something like maybe Never Drop My Guard or the new one is coming up now that We Can Do It because that's a very strong message. That That's one gonna be released in January. So yeah, that's a great song. It's a very, very motivational song. So I would say just stay with the newest one right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. I like that. I like that. So do you want to give us a little snippet of it? A little juicy bit for Power Is Radio?
You want me to do like a cappella version of it? Mm.
Yes, that would be nice. Thank you.
Okay, so I say it begins in the mind. Think about what you wanna do. Focus your vision and success. Make your plans, do your best, and Jah will do the rest. Yes, so we can do it. Let's do it. We can do it if we put our minds to it. We can do it. Let's do it. We can do it if we put our minds to it. Something like that.
Ooh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. So,
really can't wait to hear it because I can almost envision when the beat is on it. Oh, yeah.
sure.
So while we're here, let's cover this bit, please.
Mhm.
Where can we go? And do you have websites, social media? Where can we make sure we don't miss anything?
It's everywhere you can think. So wherever you have your favorite listening platform, so your streaming platform, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, my music's all everywhere. And all my social media links. If you Google KinglyT and you pull up everything, you find my music. It's very very right there. Easy. You click and yeah, you find me. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I second that because yeah, you were literally everywhere. And
Mm.
KinglyT is KINGLY in space T.
Yes,
And
exactly.
that's it. Very simple. I like it. And so let's kind of go into my next question
Hmm.
as to what new opportunities or collaborations are you exploring in the near future?
Well, some things I don't want to actually say yet, but I can say. So for one thing, I'm hooked up with a brewer entertainment, and those are the people that actually linked me up with this interview. They are booking agents and PR companies. So they are doing a lot behind the scenes right now, and their collaboration in the mix right now with a person with offsprings of one of a big music icon. I'm not gonna say anymore, but that's in the making. And I have some traveling, um, playing overseas next year in the making. So I will say these things when I have concrete information about them, but I don't want to start saying things before actually have confirmation on them. So I'll just keep it right there for now.
Absolutely. That is nice and juicy. There's a few points there. We just need to go and find KinglyT and follow the journey. That's simple. So let me kind of go into my next bit as to reggae music all over the world, which is unifying, is taking over. It's something that everybody, regardless of what age you are, what generation you come from, all going into this reggae music. So how do you see it evolving in mainstream? And also, what role do you play in its evolution? Or do you hope to play in its evolution?
Yeah, I find since people like Bob, I mean, these guys took the music to the mainstream and the extreme. Bob Marley, as you know, the king of reggae. And there has been some guys who out there get their, get Grammys and stuff like that. But it's been on and off, with the music. The music has evolved. It, it changes. I mean, we have roots reggae, authentic reggae, you have the dancehall, and all the other stuff. So right now, I see the space for something unique and new in terms of reggae, which I think I know I can offer. So I have been consistently doing what I do and, pushing. And when you're doing something unique and new, it's kind of people will take a while because I don't follow the trend, That's why, I don't believe in following a trend. I believe in create my trend. So the more I get it out, the more people hear it, the more they get used to it. And then it's just gonna, escalate, gonna get up there. So I strongly believe in what I do and I will keep doing it. And I see, with enough exposure and push, I mean, we're gonna be in the mainstream up there.
Like the answer I love. Thank you so much for that. And moving on, like looking back at your career, what has been the most rewarding part of your musical journey so far?
The most rewarding part is just seeing my music played or hearing my music played in different parts of the world. I've interviews from different parts of the world, and my music is being featured, and I'm told that there's a lot of people that's listening, or fans. So it's very inspiring to have fan base growing. So that way I can go to these countries and perform. So that's very rewarding. And also, just me creating music that I love, the create music that I really I'm happy with doing myself. And now I'm back into live music again. So now, I mean, in the studio recording. So this new song, this We Can Do It is recorded by a live band. And I'm moving towards creating a full album of live music again, live recordings. I mean live recording in the studio, so it's gonna be all clean, mix and mastered, everything. But yeah, it's so much more organic, than the computer music. So I'm more getting back into that.
I can't wait to hear more. I definitely can't wait to hear more. And what advice would you give to aspiring musicians trying to create their own unique sounds?
You the only thing about that now. So my advice is this: when you come in with something new, I mean, you got to keep consistent and keep pushing because most of the industry people are kind of gravitating to a trend. Like, okay, this is what's happening now, and they see you come with something new, it's gonna be a hard sell. But you have to push and keep doing what you do. Don't change, because if that's what you want to do, you have to keep at it. And eventually, you're gonna break through. You can't give up. That's my advice.
Great advice. Just keep consistent, keep
Mhm.
doing it. Well,
Yes.
you'll get there. And kind of, it won't be a complete interview if I don't ask one of my random questions.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, to do that, amazing show,
Sure.
who would it be and why?
Dead or alive.
Mm.
But I would think, I would have wished perform with someone like Bob Marley or Peter Tosh or even further Michael Jackson or just I I would collab with any big artist that would want to do something with me. I have no issue with that, as long as it's something clean.
Mm.
I don't do anything that's not clean and with standards of respect. So that's me.
Mm. Mm. Like that. Thank you. That's great. Great names. And any kind of closing remarks to your fans? We're coming to a close.
Yes, I would say big thanks to them for listening to my music, and I'm gonna be there putting out new music for them. Just keep watching because I love you all, and just know that you're not gonna be tired of getting music from KinglyT. That's what I do, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing. Big thanks.
I like that a lot. And let me just kind of ask another random question.
Mm-hmm.
As it's Christmas time,
Mm-hmm.
and I have decorated my Christmas tree with all this, random
Mm-hmm.
different stuff. So if there was something to represent you, your life, your music, just maybe it's something we know already, maybe it's something that just comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
What would it be?
Like something to represent my music in Christmas time?
Yeah, to represent you, your music, something that we can be like, yep, that is definitely KinglyT.
That's for sure. I understand the question. So, um, you mean something to
So
con
any ornaments that I could hang on my Christmas tree that
Oh,
will represent you.
okay. Now I get you. So, uh, probably like a photo, like one of my album cover. Yeah. Yeah, when I'm a single cover, maybe the new single, just put it up there. You're coming up in January. But it's Christmas time, huh? So yeah.
Super, super. And what's the new album called?
Well, the new single. So we're not talking about the full album yet. So we're
The new
talking,
single, yes.
yeah, we can do it. So motivational. That's the one I just give you a little snippet of.
Yes, no,
Uh, mhm.
that's really, really awesome. So yeah, we can do it, and perfect place to leave it, right? So thank you so much for
Great.
coming on the show.
Thank
It's
you
been
for
such a
having
pleasure.
me too. It's a pleasure.
So yeah, until we meet again,
One bless.
hopefully
Yes, sir.
we can do it.
Bless it. We can do it.
On Power Ace Radio.